most general sense,
It's cool, you see.
is the power to make, declare, or
And when you're
apply
ready
the
back again.
law. Jurisdiction is limited to the place or territory, persons, or to particular subjects. Webster Dictionary. Mm.
Um,
Whereas generally definition one of the above Black's Law Dictionary definition of territorial jurisdiction is true and correct as stated. It is not complete as it omits to the amount of unique political paradigm of the United States of America, the first and only of its kind in the world, where the American people as a supreme political authority. I don't know if you want me to read all of that. Um, Supreme political authority of so called persons, subjects, and citizens who live in the territory of and enjoy the protection of the government to whom they owe allegiance, and in exchange for which are entitled to the enjoyment of civil municipal rights, all of which concepts fall under the heading of rights and duties, and rather are self protecting, self governing sovereigns, constituting in collective capacity the author and source of law in the American Republic, whose constitute members are not the subjects of any legislative statutes as a consequence of residence in the Union State. Where am I? That is, as a consequence of membership in the sovereign constituency, only as a consequence of alleged commission of a common law crime in the defined territory over which a particular government has exclusive territorial jurisdiction. A fact reflected in the caption of every criminal complaint filed in the courts thereof, wherein the people are named as the sovereign authority that moves against the accused. Hello?
Nana is there.
No, those here.
Yeah, man, she dead, man. Nana,
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm
Nana,
here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
she's there, but her volume or mute or something is up.
I put
Okay.
I
yeah.
put my thing on mute because my dog was barking.
All
Okay.
right, all right.
Okay, we're gonna skip that a little bit and go back down to page
I just
12, where it says legal meaning of the term individual.
Mhm.
Page 12.
That's
Le-
page 8 for me.
yes,
Okay.
yes, it's page 8 of the book.
Second distinctive.
legal,
Um,
Legal meaning of the term individual.
not lawful, but legal.
Legal. Yeah.
the second distinctive term that Janet Reno used in her brief to the Supreme Court is individual. An individual is usually required to provide the DMV with personal information, the activity in connection with which the individual must submit personal information. An individual is also usually required to provide personal information identifying his vehicle. The hierarchy of power and authority in the American political archetype, as provided in the Declaration of the 13 Unit of Number one, the Creator creates man, and which the American people are a part. So the power of man can never be greater than that of the Creator. Two, the American people create the governments of the respective Union states and United States. So the respective power of said government can never be greater than that of the American people. Number three, the government of the United States and that of each respective union state creates franchises as revenue sources called corporations and individuals. So the power of a franchise can never be greater than that of the respective government that creates it. Continue. Franchise creation is a normal aspect of the operation of government. Franchise held by nearly all American men and women under the Social Security retirement program of the government of the United States consist in the right to receive Social Security, retirement, or survival benefits, and the duty to pay income and Social Security payroll taxes. Each such franchise holder is defined in law as an individual and person and is a resident for certain legal purposes, such as licensing of the District of Columbia.
Hold on. So all the documents that you give to the corporation, it put you under their jurisdiction because you're asking for a license. And we all know what a license is, right? Permission.
Permission to do wrong. Or what?
Permission. Yep.
Permission. Whether to do well or permission. You're seeking permission.
No. What you own?
And if you use that concept to say that you're seeking permission, that means that you don't know your right, right?
Outside.
Okay. I wanted to just point that out. Crystal,
Hmm?
the other is there more? There's more to individual that we need that Nana needed to discuss.
No, it starts to talk about franchise statutes of the Declaration of Common Law.
Well, we're not going to go through this at any one lightning speed because it needs to be dissected. Because it's giving you first the meaning of the language that they're using legally as to individual persons. These are language from a legal point of view, not a natural point of view, not a lawful point of view. So I think we should dissect. You've just done before individual. We were at the top one, which was what is
Hello?
yeah, I'm here. I'm seeing. Before we were at individual. Where were we?
Jurisdiction.
Where did it?
There.
Before individual.
Jurisdiction.
Repeat. I think I know where
Jurisdiction.
you started from first.
Jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction, right? Ah,
So anybody will have any comments about that?
so I read jurisdiction. I read
Any,
all
if
the other.
not, then we can move down to the driver's license compact, page 10.
Page 9. Okay. Maryland.gov provides the following. Read the driver's license compact. The driver's license compact is an agreement among states that obligates member jurisdictions to exchange information about an individual's driving history. The primary purpose of the compact are to promote compliance with the laws, ordinance, and administrative rules and regulations relating to the operation of motor vehicles in each of the member jurisdictions to ensure that each driver is a member jurisdiction has only one legitimate driver's license at a time, and to ensure that the state that issues the driver's license has a complete record of the individual's past driving history. The subject of the compact is drivers and individuals. A driver is a person, is a natural person, is an individual, is a citizen of the United States as federal personnel, are by this definition United States government employees are residents for certain legal purposes of the District of Columbia and the subject of all legislation therein.
When you read further, it's gonna tell you that there's 5 states that's not among the compact.
As in the footnote here, so, or what page?
No, further down. I was reading this thing, so I'm a little bit further ahead than.
Oh, you said 4 points?
No, I said 5 states that's not part of the pact.
Oh, 5 states.
Compact.
Code statutes of the five non-compact union states: Georgia, Massachusetts, Michigan, Tennessee, Wisconsin. That's the five.
Yep.
That's the code statutes of the five non-compliant union states.
Yes.
What page is that on?
Starts on page 13 and goes down. It dissects each of them. 3, 4, 5. Georgia, any territory or possession of the United States, District of Columbia, Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, or Providence of Canada. Massachusetts, the District of Columbia, or any territory of the United States.
So this is where their legal jurisdiction has power. Lawful jurisdiction cannot be attached to it. So if, for instance, a police in New York, a crown agent in New York City should apprehend a national who is outside of the bounds of New York City via documents, they have no claim over you. And even within the corporation, um, using the straw man, the straw man, if it is claimed in any shape or way, you are automatically outside of their jurisdiction. The rights of our ancestors is the rights of ours. The same footprint that the ancestors walk in is the same footprint that we are walking in. But the legal part of the straw man is what they are using because they have your soul of your foot bottom on the birth paper, making it a living fiction, and they have a name to that soul of the foot bottom, giving them rights over the activity of that straw man. So the declaration, as far as you declaring who owns that soul that they printed, because you have the living soul walking on. Soul of your foot bottom is the crown of your heavens. So the living soul, you're going to claim in its fullness now what we're doing as to notifying all of these. Now that we have pointed out their jurisdiction legally, we have pointed out their claim legally, the individual rights that they're trying to infringe on. We are letting them know that hey, we have to notify them. These brothers and sisters are waking up and they've waked up. So this is to notify them. Continue with the space that you reach. Or Madam Secretary, you want to say something, or Ambassador?
Page 16 is something it dissecting driver, sovereignty, person. I don't know if that is of any importance. Non-national.
Let me go to it.
One of the things we should actually read is all of the bold letters, which is in Latin. It tells you the wording that they're actually using and the meaning of the words.
The drivers, person, and individuals.
Right. Is that
Oh no.
okay?
It is a fraud to conceal a fraud.
Yeah, because the corporation is you. You, the living man, is signing the wet ink and all the documents, but the responsibility of the wet ink that comes from you because of not declaring who is signing the wet ink has gone into the straw effect. It has taken into itself the living material that it is signed on the parchment paper. So that you have given the straw man more rights over it. But if you have a declaration that shows that you own the straw man, that is when everything has to come back as a beneficiary. So even though you may be paying a stipend that you agreed to, it can be written off and said, "Hey, I come out of a contract with myself. You know, I'm no longer a party to that contract."
Okay, so not page 21, unalienable right of liberty. Page 21.
I know not what course others may take, but as they give liberty or give me death. Patrick Henry, 1775. As this writer opens earlier, freedom is a function of responsibility, and one is only as free as he's responsible. Witness Patrick Henry's statement regarding life under the policy of the Goldsmith bankers of the Private Bank of England, enforced in the colonies by their debtor servant tool King George III of England. The same house of the same house of Goldsmith bankers today holds controlling interest in the Federal Reserve, World Bank, and International Monetary Fund, each of which private banks is domic- domi- domiciled in the District of Columbia. Not everyone looks at life under British Goldsmith bankers. However, in the terms of the same polar opposites as Patrick Henry, this disclosure is tendered so Union State born Americans can recover the former established July 4th, 1776, and avoid the latter peacefully without violence. The Declaration of Independence and
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold on. You're not gonna just run over that, so Crystal, because that is something of great importance. First, within the operation of the crown, this is a distinction as to, even though everybody say, "Yeah, I'm an American," you have people say, "I am the American," and you have people say, "We want to be the Americans," and people who are just living here. Now, as it says, when it come on to the rights of the native, let's not use the word native, indigenous, the First Nation, their rights are different from those who come over and just get it by papers. So in the banking system, it is set up where when you come here, you can't just open a bank unless you have a straw man set up from where your jurisdiction lies and come over. While when they born here, they don't need to start a bank. If you claim your indigenous rights, you don't need to be a part of a banking that gives you how much percent a killian really, because it is patterned after the crown settings, and the true indigenous brothers and sisters from this jurisdiction do not adhere to the crown setting in no way, shape, or form. So this is how the indigenous power come up, where all of us with our bond can start a bank because we don't subscribe to the crown. We, as Nyan-Ko-Pong, have beaten the crown, not just in 1738, but before. But this is a milestone where our documents now, it has standing. So that piece we read right there was for the indigenous rights of the brothers and sisters, because the crown came over and they brought their kind of bartering system. So you wanna, well, drown you with tax, you know. And then a man said, "Me build up another one and them start the Amish and them start the Jews. But we now, as collective indigenous people, have the rights now to form our own pathway.
Confirmation on that is where you see the word domicile, which
Yeah.
replaces where you live. When somebody say your domicile is it's unlimited territories. Unlike you can choose which one of is you dictating where you are at versus they asking you where you live. Meaning say yeah, give them rights to have access to everything about your living area. Unlike you just give them just a blank say North America. They don't have to know the exact location in North America. When they say where you live, they're talking about your exact where you sleep, where you rest your head. My domicile, oh well, I my stamping ground are down at Indiana, but they didn't don't that's but you don't give them the exact or you know what I'm saying. So your domicile is your would have been what you refer to in the street as your stamping ground. My stamping ground on New York, you know, or my stamping ground on North America, you know, but not an exact. So when you hear words like domicile, that let you know that you're referring to an indigenous person. You
And,
can
and
continue.
and point of interest, I know from being here that we've been programmed to pronounce the word as unalienable rights, but the word is actually unalienable. The word lean is in there,
that's
and
that's that's
program
right.
and
That's right. That's
the
right.
program, yes,
That's
alienable.
right. That's right.
Oh,
I don't have no lean against you. That's right. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you can continue,
Okay.
Secretary General Crystal.
The Declaration of Independence and Constitution authorize Congress to exercise, via the consent of the governed. Oh, I'm going to need somebody to continue. I have to stop right now. I have to stop a little.
Um, Declaration of Independence preamble. The power of exclusion of exclusive legislation over residents of the District of Columbia and other places slash property belonging to the United States through the receipt of the Social Security Retirement Program. The District of Columbia Municipal Corporation exercises exclusive personal legislative power and jurisdiction over all Social Security account holders as residents for certain legal purposes such as taxation and licensing of the District of Columbia. Any comment on that part?
So once you're incorporated and declared, once they declare you, the state now have to give you all the rights that you deserve. But instead, they only give you the small privileges to tax you because you're energy. And it's not because you're working or you're idling, it's just because you're existing. And as long as you're existing, they have to have some paperwork on us to say, well, you're my property and I did cut your hair, I did brush your teeth. You're taking care of your residency is your body. That's your residency. And the residency is not something that man has domain over. The right to travel, the right to exist. But within the legalese, as what they're putting down now, it is claiming you and saying that you have not declared yourself. So who are you? Continue, Madam Secretary.
The good people of these colonies of July 4th, 1776, via the Declaration of Independence, to which the Constitution hews in letter and spirit for its validity, expressly guarantee the people, and the people is in italics. Certain unalienable rights with which all men are endowed by their creator, among which is liberty. And we the people of March 4, 1789, ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America in order to secure the blessings of
Stick up
liberty
in. Stick
to
up
our
in. We the people of what? 17 what?
of March 4, 1789,
All right. How many years after 1730? 38 is that?
54, 50,
Okay.
56.
Okay. So if in that time the Americas in the indigenous form was saying that they subscribe to that timeline and our timeline is before their timeline, who has the more initiation?
Hmm.
Nyan-Ka-Pong.
We
I
do.
The
understand.
tip. Nyan-Ka-Pong. The tip. Because it was our ancestors who inspired that new burst of, yo, let's do it this way. We're going to stand our ground and we're going to draw a line as to our custom or belief or spirituality, our existence. This is how we exist. And it was a great thing. So I want to just put it that we are much older than the literature that they're printing up right there. Continue, Madam Secretary.
In order to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Okay. Being that liberty is the cornerstone of the American Republic, and that for which the founding fathers and framers of the Constitution were willing to die to secure for themselves and their posterity, thee and me, let us revisit these concepts to wit in pertinent part.
The cornerstone. The cornerstone as to what inspired the liberty. Yeah. All that we are reading through, because I run through some of the things that they're saying, it comes off of what we're standing on. It comes off of what we're standing on. But what they have done now is twisted the legal over the lawful. So the lawful is not able to deal with it legally. I know a lot of people trying to come in, but please may I ask you just go to YouTube. If you can punch in your questions, we'll answer it. But continue, Nana. We have some time here.
Liberty, Latin means liber, free. Libertas means freedom, liberty. Freedom from restraint, the faculty of willing and the power of doing what has been willed without influence from without. Liberty, on its positive side, denotes the fullness of individual existence. On its negative side, it denotes the necessary restraint on all, which is needed to promote the greatest possible amount of liberty for each, according to Amos, Science of Law, page 90. Natural liberty is a right which nature gives to all mankind of disposing of their persons and property after the manner they judge most consistent with their happiness, on condition of their acting within the limits of the law of nature, and so as not to interfere with an equal exercise of the same rights by other men. Personal liberty consists in the power of locomotion, of changing situation, of removing one's person to whatever place one's inclination may direct, without imprisonment or restraint, unless by due course of law. The next page is natural liberty versus personal liberty. According to Sir Frederick Pollock in 1904, he wrote, "The law of nature is the living embodiment of the collective reasoning of civilized mankind, and as such is adopted by the common law in substance, though not always by name. When the common law and the statute law concur, the common law is to be preferred." And I'm going to skip down further. Skipping down to page 20, on page 24, municipal corporations, motor vehicles, and licenses. Congressional provision for a district of territory for the permanent seat of the government of the United States appears in the Act of July 16, 1790, 1 statutory 130, is referred to unofficially as the Territory of Columbia and is later given the official name District of Columbia in the Act of May 6, 1796, 1 statutory 461. Governments have the prerogative to create for political purposes municipal corporations that have their own subordinate powers of legislation within the territory of such municipality, to wit, in pertinent part. Are you talking to me? Municipal corporation, a public corporation created by government for political purposes and having subordinate and powers of legislation. According to Black's Law Dictionary, second edition, municipal corporation. Okay.
I think we covered a lot of it, but we're not dissecting it. We're reading through it, and some of the thing, like for instance, the word personal. We know that person, it relates to a cargo or a possession.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we know the differentiation between natural, which is the laws of nature, against the laws of a resource or a product. A product can be um, anything that they label you as. So within the scope of traveling, we have to know some of the wording that we also choose to describe what you're doing. Traveling in a motor vehicle, is that legal?
It's lawful.
Traveling in an automobile, is that legal?
It's lawful.
Traveling by donkey, is that legal?
It's a right. It's a lawful thing to do.
Okay, okay. So in those three capacity, what are they actually asking you what you're doing? Are you driving?
No,
No.
driving is a commercial activity.
Um, when you say driving is a commercial, the sort of driving I just explained: automobile, motor vehicle, and transportation. So if I have a donkey and I have some coal on it, is it commercial?
Not if it's your coal.
Well, if you're transporting some some water on your donkey, is it commercial?
Oh, if it's yours, if you're going to sell the water, then it's commercial.
So the word driving in its whole capacity, does it apply to any of the above: automobile, motor vehicle, or traveling?
Repeat the question.
No.
No.
The word driving, does it communicate with any of the word as the automobile, motor vehicle, or transportation?
It is a device
Th-
that describes
In in the dictionary,
motorized.
I think it may, but not how you would pose it.
It attached to one of the word because one of the word is mechanical, and anything that is mechanical, it has a number to it, and it is patterned by the corporation. Am I lying? Okay, so the choice of words that you use is very important. We have described driving. I'm not driving, yes, but within the legal part of the corporation, you're moving, and you're moving when you're declared, you're moving, but what are you moving as? We say you're traveling.
You're traveling in your motor carrier.
Uh, You're traveling in your motor carrier.
Or your
That's the
private
choice.
conveyance,
Which is your only,
or,
which is your
or
only.
your or
Go
your
ahead.
private conveyance.
Yes, that has a leech to it because private doors take you out of their domain with your documents, and your wording is very important. Wanted to just clarify that. You can continue, Nana.
As demonstrated here and above, the Title 18 USC definition of the term state and every Union state statute's definition of the term state equates to one thing: the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia requires that residents thereof who wish to pursue their respective profession or calling within said municipality obtain a license for the privilege of doing so. Any American entitled to receive retirement or survivor benefits under the Social Security Retirement Program of the government of the United States is a member of the class defined as federal personnel and a United States government employee, an individual, a person, a citizen of the United States, also known as the District of Columbia.
Hold on. Remember, it says if you survive. Are you at war? Are we at war?
Me personally, no.
Okay, okay. But we are being governed by the rules of law of war. Because this, you see, all the labeling that Nana has just pointed out, these are military attachment. Even the word private, it's a military attachment to the corporation, where the private is the lowest, as they
Lowest
say,
rank.
in the rank. You don't, if the war busts, then I must save you. So that's why we say we're nationals. Because nationals now, it is also a military attachment, but is more of a gorilla attachment. The bigger of the species, the chimpanzee and the monkey, or the gorilla back of the war. Yeah, when him really beat him chest, it done. So declaring we acknowledge, but the corporation, I just want to take it to the point where Nana has just pointed out the labeling as to the military and our wording within speaking in military, because military is legalese in the full scope. So I wanted to just point out that. Continue, Nana.
Domiciled in and a resident of the District of Columbia, and the subjects of all legislation within the District of Columbia, whether national or municipal, to wit. The term federal personnel means officers and employees of the government of the United States. There you go again, back to the military.
Yep.
Members of the uniformed services, including members of the reserve components. Individuals entitled to receive immediate or deferred retirement benefits under any retirement program of the government of the United States, including survivor benefits. The term individual means a citizen of the United States or an alien lawfully admitted for permanent residence. Person includes an individual. The word person. Partnership, corporation, association, or public or private organization other than an agency. United States means a federal municipal corporation.
I want to put a little pickle pepper right there. Where are we? Can you say what? Could you tell us cooperatively where they say we are right now? We are in the United States.
No, because at least me personally, I'm not, because I am nowhere close to Washington D.C. in those 16 square miles.
All right. But cooperatively on your documents, what does it say? The United States of America, right?
Mhm.
What page are you, Nana?
Page 26.
Don't you think the word "of" is a bit inappropriate? Why would somebody claim you? Why would somebody claim you? Because you automatically said you're in the United States of, right? Who owns it?
The Corporation of America, of the United
So that
States.
word that word "of" must be something left off or it's twist around because you are in the United States for the Americans, Tamarians, the Moors. You're not a property, are we?
Mm-mm.
So when an agents in any capacity use that sort of buffoonery and say you're in the United States of America, you have to be calm to say no, you're in the United States for the Americans. Because even though they say united, it is not a corporation that make us united. And the corporation is owned by unscrupulous organizations. So the wording has to be changed and say for, just like how they say black and you're not black, but they write it on a piece of paper and give it to you, and you don't have the audacity to scratch it out and put maroon because you want a more stronger status. You have to be bold enough to say the United States for the Americans. And that now, when our documents show these right corrections, all those misleading concept can be shown out. So I think the wording in that capacity as to for and off. It is too dominant.
Can I interject something?
Yeah.
When Whenever we get a chance, we need to go over the rules and principle of statutory interpretation
Yes.
because you got the rules that's called literal rule, golden rule, mischief rule. Um, there's a couple more that's there, and then you have some Latin words to go along with it. which they like to use Latin because they know most of the people don't know the meaning.
Brother Kareem,
Grand Rising, brother.
analyzing. Question, you have a book in relation to that? Can make recommendation?
No, actually, it's the same thing that Nana Chanel told us to read. It's
Or
it's
it's inside
it's
there?
first. Yeah, it's like page. I think it's 5. This is page 5. Yeah,
Did we skip over that?
yeah. We kind of skipped over that, but it's very important because I was reading this thing earlier, so that was one of the things that I thought that we should have went over, or that we kind of just jumped over it. So that's why I was kind of mentioning.
All right, brother,
Let's
thanks.
see. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Okay, so the rules and principles of statutory interpretation. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So back up to page 5. Rules and principles of statutory interpretation. Though generally unknown outside certain legal and legislative circles, the 8 main rules and principles of statutory interpretation are easily understood and provide for the resolution of any discrepancy in the content of any statute of statutory definition to wit. The principal rules of statutory interpretation are as follows. An act must be constructed as a whole so that internal inconsistencies are avoided. Words that are reasonable, capable of only one meaning, must be given that meaning, whatever the result. This is called the literal rule. Ordinary words must be given their ordinary meanings, and technical words their technical meanings, unless absurdity would result. This is the golden rule. Well, when an act aims at curing a defect in the law, any ambiguity is to be resolved in such a way as to favor that aim, the mischief rule. Did anything strike you, Karim, that you wanted to discuss with this? I know Karim. Was it Karim or Taylor?
Yeah, yes, Nana Chanel. So basically, with the literal rule, there was something else that I read that which state that is twisting things around with how they're stating it. So we should be using the literal rule, but they're not.
Right.
I want to
That's probably because everything has a double meaning.
yeah, because hold on. And Kareem said something that was very vital as to the language barrier, Latin. And as we have just discussed that not everybody know the true root of words, which is the Latin where its origin from, its whole concept. The concept from the primitive mixture of languages, it comes at this time through Roman pronunciation. And remember that the Romans are the Greeks. Remember the Greeks are the Caucasides. Remember the Caucasides are the people who comes through the albinos. The albinos are the brothers and sisters who comes through the chemistry of mixing certain formulas, right? So when it comes on to the language where we're under the spell of English, it's a spell. So the spell, go spell your name. How can you spell your name? Cast a spell upon your name. What is your name? So the language now can come through the Latin meanings where here can mean H AIRHERE, or it can mean AIR, here.
Or HEAR.
What is the spell of it? And they can put these languages in sentences that can bound you. It bounds you in a sentence. Come here, Nana, and you run, come to me, but I didn't mean come here, Nana. I mean come listen to Nana. So that is the compulsion of language that have you spellbound under the words that we use. I think that is the whole concept. Continue.
Okay, number 5. The rule ejusdem generis is the same kind. When a list of specific items belonging to the same class is followed by general words, as is cats, dogs, and other animals, the general words are to be treated as confined to other items of the same class. In this example, to other domestic animals. Number 6. The rule expressio annuis est exclusio alterius. The inclusion of the one is the exclusion of the other. When a list of specific items is not followed by general words, it is to be taken as exhaustive. For example, weekends and public holidays excludes ordinary weekdays. The rule in pari materia on the like matter, when a prior act is found to be on the like matter, it can be used as an aid in construing the statute in question. In number 8, the rule noscitur associates, known by its associates.
Hold on, Nana. Because what they've just done a while ago is explain to us that if everybody is eating shit, right, publicly on a weekend, and you say you don't want to eat shit, you are breaking the
Rules.
all right, put it this way, it is illegal because you should, as a public member, you have not declared yourself. So you get up now and go put up the Nyan-Ko-Pong flag in your yard. You don't have no you don't have no lawful declaration among, remember we're at war, and they are seeing everybody as a,
Public enemy.
you are spending all of their what? Public
Savings.
notes. You're living in their so-called public environments. But you are walking around now with a big X on you saying, yeah, I'm free. But when they check the declaration, you don't have nothing. You don't have nothing as far as who or what you are. So when you get public holidays and you say, yeah, I celebrate the Christopher Columbus Day, you know. I wear the I celebrate Jamaica independence. I'm a proud Jamaican. You are putting yourself inside of their jurisdiction created by them because they represent the public, and the public in the fullness has given them authority in their own likeness to say, well, everybody is doing it. We say it's a holiday and everybody's there in yard. We say them to go work, everybody go work. You know? So you are the property of the state. The state is governing you because you have not declared who you are and what are your spiritual belief. When would you like to discharge your grants and access your estate when to travel and these things? Yeah, you're not a living entity. But carry on.
Repeat number 8. The rule noscitur associates, known by its associates. When a word or phrase is of uncertain meaning, it should be construed in the light of the surrounding words.
Sentence. You cannot drop one of your musketeering words in one of our conversation. I'm talking about food, and suddenly you bring up. So you think that two men should be together? How that get in it? Musketeering, and the sentence continues. So you have to, when you're reading through the spellbound of the language that they're using, you have to look for those characters. Continue, Nana.
The rule of statutory interpretation, whose application clears up the meaning of the unclear word state in the phrase, a state of the United States, is rule Nusketeer Associates, also defined in Black's Law Dictionary in pertinent parts as follows. A canon
So,
of
so hold on. You hear what it says? So, as I said already, the musketeering word within what you've just said, the united what?
state
The
of the
word,
United States.
yeah, the word that is the illusion is off. It's not fitting around nowhere in that equation. The United States of America, off. Why the word off? What purpose does it serve? Does it unite you? Do it give you equality? What does it do?
It's saying that the state is a part of the United States.
No, it is saying that it's owned by
Owner.
someone. Somebody owned that the off. Oh, so Nana Chanel of the Chanel tribe. The Chanel tribe them own her man. Can't do her nothing. Yeah man, I feel them thing. So the musketeering word, as what the law in legality is saying right there, is that they have twisted the word off because it should have been for, because for make it only equal and just. Because when it's for you, the estate is for you. It's for all of us. So that is the musketeering word that they have tricked and put right in there to put a little twist to the unequal and the injustice that the legal part of the maritime law can offer us. Because remember that they're doing this out of martial law, maritime commerce, rules, status, and codes. Carry on, Nana.
The words immediately surrounding the phrase a state of the United States in the Title 18 definition of state or the term state means the District of Columbia and any Commonwealth, territory, or possession of the United States.
The
We know
word,
that.
the
Go ahead.
word state, the word state. What is state, people? What do you have a state of? The first state you have is what? The state of thought, the state of mind. The United States of mind. Before it even reach a physicality, it's a thought process. And what we have now is the illusion of mind outside of body ruling us, where the United States is consist of. They think they know how you thought, how you're thinking. They know say Crystal, she no want no island for herself. She know say Nana no want have no estate. She can't take care of it. She can't operate her own debts and them thing there. So you as a state of man and woman have become controlled by a state of mind, because these places that say that they're giving out licensing, who give them the permission to give out license? An organization. They are also functioning in a state of mind, but they want us now. to follow how they are thinking. I wanted to just point out the two states, the state of mind and the state of physicality. State of matter, where you something is matter, I can hold it in my hand for you to see it, but I'm holding it right now. The state of reality, where you are existing and I'm existing in not only one domain but three domains. State of mind, a state of physicality, and then you have a state of your spirituality. So I want to just point that out that the corporation have us trapped inside of a state of theory. They think they know what we want as a living man or woman. Continue.
But the word government in Latin, if
Yeah.
anybody know anything about that word government, ment is the mind and govern is the control. So henceforth,
I was just having a discussion about that recently with my husband. Um, we were talking about governing and ruling the mind. But he tried to turn it into something funny, and I guess he didn't think I was serious about the conversation. But anyway,
Yeah.
the,
The
the, the,
ancestors the ancestors remember it's 10,000 we travel with, on the right and on the left. So you think spiritually, physically, and of course mentally. So we are talking now, but this has taken place long time ago. This is just a memory that we are accessing together right now, where it is a state of mind, and it's powerful. Mind power is powerful. So you're in the right realms, Nana.
Mhm.
Yes.
the
Right, ma-
words the words immediately surrounding the phrase. Wait. I did that already, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
yes,
We,
We're going over hours still, but we can get about 10 to 15 more minutes.
we know the District of Columbia and the Commonwealth, territories, and possessions of the United States are all geographical areas other than places purchased for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, over which the Constitution authorizes Congress to exercise exclusive legislation, of which the power of territorial legislative jurisdiction is a part, to wit, in pertinent part.
page 6 is part of the same page 5. If you go a little bit further down, read a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Territory, a geographical area belonging to or under the jurisdiction of a political authority. The Congress shall have power to exercise exclusive legislation over such district as may become the seat of the government of the United States and like authority over all places purchased for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenal, dockyards, and other needful buildings. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States. Wherefore, the general expression, a state of the United States in the Title 18 USC 31A, Section 9. Definition of state means any geographical area other than places purchased for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings over which the Constitution authorizes Congress to exercise exclusive legislation, and the full extent of the meaning of said definition as is aforesaid on page 3 and in footnote 7. Supra, namely, the District of Columbia, Guam, American Samoa, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, the Republic of the Marshall Islands, the Federated States of Micronesia, the Republic of Palau, Palmyra Atoll, Wake Atoll, Baker Island, Howland Island, Jarvis Island, Johnston Atoll, Midway Atoll, North Islands, Jackads, I guess that's what they call them, Sand Island, Kingman Reef, or Navassa Island, and no other thing. So it
So
would see it sounds to me like they're saying all Commonwealth states are part of the district, are part of the United States.
hold on, hold on. Remember that you have 54. All right, out of the 185 destination that have been named by the corporation, because remember that they are just in a small inner inner scope of the existence of land that they say they have discovered, right? So when they have 185 um, registered corporation names out there, 54 of the 185 is known as the Commonwealth, and the Commonwealth is given by the crown now, because the crown was some of the first invaders who came over with a paper print to say, well, yo, if we catch two goat, we call it Philly. If we find two mango, we call it Philly. So they had done that sort of blueprint, Zane. But as far as the corporation goes with the naming, they are claiming that the 54 Commonwealth fall under the crown. So therefore, even the, because it's called the Americas. That's why it's very important for the wording what we're saying. Off, it's for the Americas. If you punch up on Google, there is the Americans and there's the Americas. As to the Aztec, what them
Mhm.
call Aztec, them still the year. A few people them said we. As to all of the big head people, what them a find, our a few story in our legacy as far as the lineage as to what they are telling us about. So we want to make it clear that the states that they say they have jurisdiction over still falls within our jurisdiction, because our jurisdiction beat, as we just said, the Americas as what they're claiming come after the Atlantis. It was the Atlantis and the Americas, or the Atlanteans.
Mhm.
So further down, when you read Nana Chanel, um, they're gonna tell you about Platonism, tautology, and obscuratism, and then they break down the meaning of each word.
In the footnotes.
Yeah, they talk about it in the footnotes, but then when you go past further this page, they actually break down the meaning of the words.
Okay. The term state includes the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and the American Samoa. When used in the regulations of this subpart, the term state includes the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, the territories of Alaska and Hawaii before their admission, and Guam and American Samoa. Wherefore, read Title 18 USC 31A 9, definition of the term state. Number one, the general expression, a state of the United States, is a pleonasm and tautology, and constitutes an instance of the practice of obscurantism, that investigation reveals is employed in every other federal definition of states. Number two, violates the literal rule of statutory interpretation by giving a word a constitutionally opposite meaning to the only meaning of which it is reasonably capable of to it. Words that are reasonably capable of only one meaning must be given that meaning, whatever the result. This is called the literal rule. Number three, violates the golden rule of statutory interpretation by disallowing an ordinary word its ordinary meaning, resulting in absurdity to wit. Ordinary words
So
must be given their ordinary meanings and technical words their technical meanings, unless absurdity would result. This is the golden rule.
so by that reading, Nana, they have been violating the literal rule and the golden rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they violate the literal rule and the golden rule as long as you're in their jurisdiction. That's what they're telling you. As long as you have nothing on the desk for you, who are you? We're gonna treat you like the rest of the sheeps. So these are notification and declaration from a dead entity, because a dead entity has presumed that there's a living cow over there and nobody not own it. So me I gonna start cook hamburgers until somebody put up a no trespassing sign, private property, and all of the military warnings. They're not gonna stop treating us in that capacity. So these are some of, and we know it in ourselves that these are things that in inside of the natural court it makes sense, but in a military tribunal it is, who are you? Yeah, carry. We have about 5 more minutes, people. Nana, this is an ongoing
Well,
process. Go ahead, go ahead.
we are back to the where we started off again, jurisdiction. So
Okay.
we can stop here and then continue. And
Yes.
I'll definitely try to read it myself because I did, like I said, I didn't read it at all.
Um, Away from the normal, seeing that we are going to make that rest. I see where the Emperor is calling on you and Crystal to get familiar with some documents that is there,
Hmm.
and I know we have some homework to do within our teachings. We're the paper, the instructions that you just run across. It's important to the documents that we're presenting, so we have to know how to present them, and it is a good teachings, because as you know, we're trying to equip brothers and sisters with the necessary artillery that they need, but them have to know how to bust it. It makes sense, Brigade, and how to bust it, and that was good for today. How many more pieces you feel you can give us out of that? Because we need to dissect it.
This is 85 pages.
Oof, oof. Hold
Yeah.
on 6 weeks, girl. So you can do a small summary, and then we will have to read through to make up our own decisions and have the right question to ask when we do our own reading. It's in audio form, I presume. If for those who, like myself, would do multitasking, so we can listen to it and then um
I don't know
put.
if it's in audio form. I didn't
I
find it in
tried that.
audio form.
I tried it and I couldn't find it in audio form.
Wow. I hope that one of the genius among us, Professor Strength, is of that caliber. I will try to reach out to him and see how best he has that to read. Because as I said, anything that I think about, it's out there already. It's just to find it in the concept that I need it. So we need some audio consultation where we can multitask and read through and listen. There are devices to chat GPT and other things that we have at our disposal, but we just need to get time to utilize it and make it work for us.
Excuse me.
Yeah, yes.
What format? I was just multitasking. What format is it in? Is it in a format that it can be copy and paste?
Yes, it's a book.
Okay, here how you do it now. There's a text that I use when I'm reading books like that. And it's called let me tell you what it's called. It's called text reader. So what
Yeah, when I hear you know,
Watch out.
Jamaica. Jamaica, walk out the kitchen a little and when I living room.
you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to use the text reader. It's called a text reader. And what you do, you copy and paste certain parts of the book as you go along. And then you clear it and it just read it back, with the volume.
Okay.
Mm. So you can use the text reader apps.
Is that it? Oh, it's an app.
Yeah, it's an app.
Text reader.
But most computers, if you're reading in front of your computer is also if you're using a laptop, most of these laptops are built in with that voice over protocol also. You just have to just know. Every laptop today have it built in. So if you say you open a PDF and you want it to read for you, you just go up into the settings of the file and you turn it on.
Ja!
Is that one of those settings for people that are blind?
Yes, it can be. Yes, it can be one of those two. But it also most of the time it comes as general setting because the reader software is both used by handicap and regular people. So you understand?
It's an option.
It's an option, yeah. So I know it's there. It's on every file that you open can be read on the computer. It is there, just that you're not realizing that it's there. Yeah, because if I was to go to read all of these documents that was sent to me, I'll go crazy.
Don't go
I have
crazy.
to put
Don't go.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go crazy today. So I just put it on text reader. I was testing this thing to see if this thing at work.
All right, we're 17 minutes over. Any question, brothers and sisters? Because I know that we get burned down by work, but we have more loads to carry, many rivers to cross.
Many rivers to cross. Yeah.
I would like to start the process of getting my plates, my tags.
Yes, Nana. How many you receive? Crystal, you receive Hakeem, you receive
Oh,
brother Nigel.
Crystal don't need any.
Oh, she don't make up her mind yet. All right, yo.
Remember,
Remember
she said
that
she
your
gave up
life.
her car, so she don't have. She don't. It don't make no
She
sense.
not she not she not have to wait till she have
I'm
a
not
car. She
waiting,
can just take it out
Nana.
for now
That's
and put it
true.
one side.
I'm
But
not
maybe
Hold
You
she
know,
waiting.
on
take
don't
your
there.
intend to buy another car
Hold
right
on.
now.
Hold on. You may not have a car, brothers and sisters, but as I said to you, first and foremost, you are the battery pack.
That's
Nothing no
right.
run unless your battery plug in. So you
That's
and
right.
your declaration to travel, that means if you're there on the Rastafari train and somebody come and rob a train, and we call our stock brother say, you wanna she lose a Rolex watch and Ray and okay, money that you are the battery. So you may not need it on a vehicle for travel, but you need it as a traveler. It's in your purse.
That's
So
right.
I know the plate you want, but you have your number where when anything happen, and then can't find out who this. Oh, check the number, yeah, Boomba. Oh Christ, the woman at estate good enough. We have to take her up first. Remember, we're in a military zone.
Yes, sir.
And when them a take up bodies, them a go look for identity. Oh, that one, yeah. Oh, I go with that man. So, yeah. Oh, take up the ram, yeah. Don't make happen to it. I go put it. Yes, you are sovereign. Treat yourself as sovereign.
Right.
I would put it on the
Yeah.
chain and wear it around my neck.
My lord, yo, it's on
Oh, you
you. Are
mean?
you?
Then
Are you
that
hear
number
me
there
clear?
that tough on a chain, you know. Your US that number that be bad on a chain, you know.
So I can put my number on my gold chain.
Yes,
My
man.
lad,
What you talk about,
I'm
man?
declaring who this is, dog. This lead to my estate. Cause the next thing before we go is we have all set up trust, but I don't think a lot of us grasp what the trust is as yet, and we have to dig into that because you can't just buy a piece of property make it a grass up. No, I don't believe in that concept. Our trust will lead to our estate. Our estate is where we discharge our responsibilities from. So we're getting at that concept where we log in the benefits of the trust, and how we can dispose some of the work than the plantation where here is it not cut. Some of our plantation don't take care for the last 50 years. We haven't chopped down a tree, we haven't run like a pipe, we haven't done anything of that sort. So we have to get into the knowledge of estate and the trust that we set up. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Agree.
So yeah. Now that we have reached that crossroad, we want to cross it properly because I noticed that I got two more letters from the IRS people, and these are the feds who they are going to continue asking me what can they do to really get my trust up, and I don't have nothing for them yet because I have already told them that my radio station is a community-based entity that as association with simultaneous broadcasts with a broad communication board as far as assisting our people to gather them. But they want to say, well, how you pay the bills, you know what I mean? How you own the helicopter, how you have the jets, you know what I mean? Because I don't claim none of those things yet. Some people they have to run left team on a Dominica there. I need my private jet too. None I need hers. So it's
Mm-hmm.
on the estate. It's on the
Yeah,
billion-dollar estate. But
yeah, yeah.
we need to declare it. We have to. So we're going
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to put things into our trust. Everything that we own, we're gonna stock it in the trust. So when they come and say, come here, you straw man, the straw just fall apart in their hand because that's not
Exactly.
what
The
it's
U
about.
the
Exactly.
UCC code is going to be very vital for us to learn to do all of this.
There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
codes now. Now that's a whole different. You may talk about trust. Trust is also the codes too, and with each number, they have done it in Roman number, really, numerology. Remember when you go to school, you say 3-1 cross out with one V, status and codes. So when you even read it in Latin, you have to read it in Roman too, because the laws to your estate has been tied up in that language barrier that is separating us from activating it.
Mm-hmm.
See? So
You see
status.
when you have your trust set up, you can
Yeah.
register even the same car. My most people when them go to the DMV and them do them thing and give them one certificate with one whole pan number and so other sitting on it. My
Hmm.
own no carry them number there, no. My own are just acknowledgement like one government to the next government. I tell you say you have no. Instead of carrier, when you see it put it on exemption here. So upon my receipt it say exemption. This brand motor carrier is a private entity and it is exempt.
Yes.
So you don't come ask me about the taxes. No taxes to pay.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's a concept to purchasing, not purchase. That's a careless word. There's
Mm-hmm.
a concept to charge
Acquiring.
acquiring or charging your estate. Now, as you just said a while ago, you cannot you cannot go to the merchant because you haven't talked to the accountant about your estate yet. So when you're purchasing anything through your estate, your trust that we're setting up, it will be already paid for. That's why you have all of the paperwork to full out. That when you go and buy a house, you carry that paperwork with you, and you go to the relevant office. You don't go to the security guard to ask about the company because him just let them
Mm-hmm.
secure. You
Mm-hmm.
pass the security guard, you walk past the brother where have a pretty girl for this truck here and them sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
and you walk past and say until somebody say, can I help you? Can I give you a
Mm-hmm.
glass of water? Say, yeah. Who are you? And they say,
Mm-hmm.
I am so and so. Okay, then can I speak to the accountant who is selling the properties? And the
Mm-hmm.
minute you step into the accountant office, he becomes sensible with the documents that we present to them. I'm here to reclaim a vehicle. What do you mean by reclaim? Look at the form and look at what it says on it. And if he doesn't know it, let me talk to your superior because you're just the assistant accountant. Let me talk to the accountant to the
Estate.
estate.
The chief
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
financial officer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let me speak to the CEO, the chief executive officer, if he's in on. And when you do that now, they're going to stamp off on these documents and then take it to the treasury for us. Because they are going to get a stipend out of my estate, but they're working for us. But we're not accessing the right
Exactly.
department.
Mm-hmm.
We are not buying a vehicle off of the lot. We're buying a vehicle from the merchant that's already paid for it, that the sun bunny up, raindrop on it. Yeah, it's already insured. Why would you insure something and put it out if it don't belong to somebody? But nobody claim these cars, they just go back and ship down the road. Okay, so that's where we're heading, people. I just wanted to point that out. I'm happy about it because I want to go and claim my car by now in the middle of April.
For
But my
real, the
estate,
whole house like a new one.
yeah, we want to put it because within the remember when we were pulling out the trust, he was asking us how much car you have and how much house you have and how much beneficiaries you have and all these things. We haven't put the rest of bonding under our estate as yet. All of your offspring, your mother and father, if they pass, they have to go as beneficiaries because their estate now you are going to claim it. Because would you rather the government claim them more than you? Would you feel any guilt?
No, I forgot to my grandmother one and my grandfather them one since them passed
So
already too.
remember on the trust paper, you can put as much beneficiaries as you need to put. We're gonna go back inside there where it shows you it have these spaces, and these spaces now allow your bond to be more powerful with the amount of profit that it have. Because if they say bring your daughter, you want to buy a house, and your daughter is 16, and you want to buy a house, and you go to the real estate agent, put in your papers, and put your 16-year-old daughter as one of the beneficiaries. They are calculating how many years expectation your 16-year-old daughter or son will have, so they will give you that loan, or they will access your um estate and your offspring estate to clear the bill, and it is more than enough to clear the bill. The house is already built and out there and just waiting for you to claim it, but you have to have the right papers to claim it. So our estate, which is our trust now, is what we're going to use to claim our to discharge our debts, and it's possible. All right, it's 28 minutes. I think we've gone over it. Anything else for us to touch on until I don't we get to have class again?
Yeah, you're gonna put a YouTube link in the
Yes,
in the
yes,
group
brother.
because I don't know what happened. You know, try to get in earlier. I don't know what happened. You just kept on saying it was full.
Yes, the YouTube is the bleed over sometimes because I did not expect everyone to, because yesterday we didn't have class, so I know that it would be rammed. But the YouTube, I tried to put you in a couple of times, but you came in a bit late. But the entirety, I'll put it inside the classroom so you can look it over again.
Yeah, man. As soon as it's done, I'll click on it and go over it. Uh,
Yes. And Sister Lana has reached out to you, Danny,
no, not Lana.
Cheryl,
Names on the top of my head. Charlotte.
uh, Charlotte. Yes, she's reached out to you.
Yeah. I did reach out to her first, but we're communicating now.
All right, I need to link you with Sister Lana because Sister Lana has reached out to me and she put something on the desk. Then I need to send over to you, and so you can get your part of what we're doing as far as taking out our
Yeah,
trust and so forth.
and as for the affidavit,
Yes,
may I have the first part, and you see after where the notary sign it and the other part now, that
yes.
now I'm gonna have to go through that and edit it or get an English version of that. I don't know if anybody can help me out with that.
We can find some way by Monday. I'll talk tomorrow. We will have meeting, so I'll throw around as far as Lana should be there. So I will make the necessary link there, and she can walk you through the process.
Yeah, but so far, where do the when it load, the thing
Yes.
on my word will just convert it into an editable document, so I can edit it straight away. Just click on
So
the
you
name
want
and
it?
change the
You want it?
name
So you want
and
it
so
via
forth and so
email?
on. So
Then
that should be a problem.
you want it via email,
Yeah,
Danny?
or if you put the link to the PDF in the WhatsApp, either way, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. I think it's inside the
All
classroom
right,
also. Research. Thanks. Anyone
all right,
else?
then, yeah.
Yes.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
It's not nothing that I would be looking into at this immediate time, but I do know someone who may be able to benefit from this question that I'm asking. Having the documents and having, if we were to get all the documents that we needed and everything, I know that there are times that we, say for instance, okay, I could use this in this example. Okay, so, um, in a regular citizen resident status, say if you wanted to rent a vehicle, whether it be, from rent a car or whatever, or U-Haul or something, right? They want certain documents from you, like your driver's license and, maybe your insurance and things. I'm wondering if these documents will work in the same capacity as the corporate one.
No, in order to some rental companies want you to have a driver's license. Some of them you can use an international license.
How do you
Not all of
acquire?
them take the
How
international
do you?
license.
Oh, how do you acquire
Um,
a national license? Do you know that?
yeah, I have a couple of links. I can put it in the classroom chat.
Okay, that would be helpful.
And again, an infringement on your right of your estate is not something that is acceptable, but it occur at times. And as I said, the declaration as to the rental car company. When I go to the rental car company and say I want to rent a vehicle, and they say documents, and I have the choice of giving them the state documents or my indigenous documents. Now, I will explain to them that my indigenous documents do give me some rights that they will have to adhere to. Unlike the corporation where, say, the state give me protection to a certain point, but you can't take no tax out of my national ID. It's not allowed. Because even if you put me up in the system, say I'm a national, Who get that money? That money doesn't go to the state. It goes to a private company that you're running, and that's not acceptable because you're not supposed to. So there's benefit with it, and there's disappointment at the other end where some people may not allow us to exercise our rights. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Abina. And Abina, you have most of the things to. You don't have a trust. You have a trust set up, but it's not fully activated as yet.
Right, because I want to do my research and homework, and so I could put it together in a very competent manner rather than just throwing something together. Um,
Yeah. Go ahead.
uh, yeah, so basically, I want to be able to go ahead and get my DOT between today and tomorrow because I think Sister Empress Nana is putting through. What is the cost of the plate? I didn't get that information.
Um, for if you need front and back, rear, front and rear, it's $99, and for just one, it's 75.
The designer one she's speaking about. Is that the same as the regular? Because you'll have to design which one she needs if she wanted to be customized.
Right. They're all basically they're all
Very
customized though.
okay.
Okay,
Well, I
thank you.
think you have. Yes, you have someone file.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
in.
gonna.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I do have some examples on file.
Yeah, and it's in the classroom too.
Well, I just saw two posted in the classroom,
Yes, yes, yes.
but
Beautiful.
uh, yeah, I would like to maybe see more if possible. But uh, because
Whatever, what,
I do
whatever
want the.
you
Hmm?
whatever you envision. Because mine is the Nyan-Ko-Pong flag with the Moorish flag in it. Because I want to fuse, and Brother Michael has several other taglines as far as when he needs assistance. Because these are actually for our own protection that we're making
Yes,
these plays.
alliances. These are
Yes,
our alliances as ambassadors with
yes,
other groups, government, and things to come to our aid. Just like how you have the United Nations, NATO, all of these groups, it's the same way we have our own alliances, also as sovereigns. Mhm. So even if you look on my license plate, just to the state of the African diaspora, which is
yes.
linked to the ECO6, which also protects us as a under the diasporic area of it, also from a global point of view. Then you also see things that link to other things, Moorish Empire, just the things linked to even the Nuwabian movements, and those things like that. Anything that is international and you associate with, sometimes it's nice. It gives you some power. Mm, put some power to it.
Nana, I have to get you some Lumi. I have to
Hmm.
get you some Lumi. Yes.
You're
Can
gonna
you
get me
imagine?
some. You're gonna get me some Luby.
Yeah, we have to
I've
get
been
our Lumi.
trying to get some.
Mm-hmm.
How do you actually get your hand on some?
Brother Timothy have sent these to me, and they have sent we're asking for access to the estate via the digital funds, but the Lumi is part of the bond. As I said, these are not just um one individual money. These are bond money. These are on bond paper. So this is equivalent to one bond, which is $1 billion. It's traded in gold. This is not paper. This is raw gold.
Yeah,
So
but
the gold,
the only thing though, it's in grains. It's not in troy ounce. Put
yeah,
it in troy ounce is more valuable, but they said like I think 14 grains, which I don't know how you calculate the grains and get it to
So,
a reliable amount.
so what is the going price per grain? And one grain, it can be $20. It can be $10. The last time we checked, it was $17, and it was a bond it was sitting on. So the increase of the Lumi, seeing that the bricks has gone out, is up there. If it's the bricks is not on gold, it's on oil. We are on gold. So just to show that we have some form of currency to set up where these bond papers now can be presented to the what they call the money, that the fiat money, fake money, because their fiat money is backed by oil, not by gold. So it cannot be over. It's two resources, and one is higher than the other. Yeah. Any more question?
There's also delirium at our disposals as well, but that is backed by 1 troy ounce of gold.
You need to present it. I was talking with you know um someone, but they did not come through. There's a gentleman who came on last week on our program, and we did not get to really chat. You remember I was telling us about how powerful the stamps are. This is coming all the way from South Africa, and he only paid. It became a priority mail, and he doesn't pay for it because he put a stamp on it. Nana, you have ordered your stamp already too.
I did.
Did you order your stamp from UPS?
I did.
Okay. These are some of the stamps that we have to order too.
Okay, this the I'm just learning about the stamp thing. What is that?
Last week I played something inside the classroom relating to sending sovereign documents. Not like regular documents, but sovereign documents where the postal system sees it as a government document. So it is given priority over all of the dead entity that is sending out there in capital.
I have a free postage thing coming. It's coming in, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yes.
and the red labels to go with it, and the 2 cent stamps.
Well, I think this is one of the fastest class, and I'm so glad that we are on a journey, and each time we get a more, and we see that there's more to be done. But I am excited about this because I am hoping and looking forward to the day when we truly fully exercise our rights. I know that our documents is tangible, and I know that the ways that we're applying it is something that is of a common sense, but a lot of people not going to see it. But it's for us to really, break the norm and do what we know can be done. My friend is coming out to the porch, and I hope them get it to April, because there are some people out there who are just extra clever, and they work hard, and they study late at night. Sometimes they're up on TikTok for hours just teaching, 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 teaching. And then when you see something come through, you'll be like, wow, that look easy, but it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
Take a lot of sleepless night. But as I said, I sleep for 50 years. If I can wake up now for at least 2 or 3 or 4, I give thanks to the ancestors, because we've been sleeping way too long. All right. So we shall be. Is there
Yes.
any question?
Shall I be?
No, it's not a question. It's just a statement.
Yeah,
Each
give
time,
us it.
each time I think that I had enough information, Getting back to self now and getting all of this information is like all the information I had before was no information. You know,
That's that's
Yeah.
that's called de-education. Then you gotta de-educate yourself from what they taught you and
read,
re-educate
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
That's
whole
why I keep saying we're in the kindergarten.
definitely kindergarten,
You know
definitely.
what? I see it as them pack up your head with a bunch of garbage.
Yep.
True.
Yo, but as I said, we were sleeping and we were sleeping like babies. Rock my babies. It was all about that because it's a norm for you not to see yourself as the battery. But you know you are the battery. If you don't get up in the morning, nothing happen. If you don't make
And
what you want, it doesn't come through. You
Nana
know?
Chanel says something. The word is meant aside, and it's really
Mental,
there.
mental side.
Mental side, yep.
Yeah, all these books. I acquired so many books seeking for truth, right? And some of the books I haven't even opened them yet because now the information is just right here, straightforward. Instead of me going left and right and searching all over the place for the information, now the information presents itself right from Exameka.
I don't want to jump off track, but seeing that we have some overtime, I'm gonna do this. I spoke to Chief Crystal and I spoke to you see Nana Chanel, she's our secretary now. As far as our brothers and sisters over here in the Americas, this is where we want our brain to be. We want to have some more posts over here where them posts here some real serious posts because as you know we want to be more present when it comes onto the platform now. We'll put on our foot as far as offices, as far as um, teaching, resourcing, and waking up a whole new antness. We want treasurers, we want resource officers, we want people who can handle, so like for instance, our DOT falls under motor vehicle. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So when we're launching our website now, our website have to have where that office, when it comes down to certain people who want to get function out there, we're gonna have an officer where you know say, well, yo, our agent is for Nyan-Ko-Pong on a global stage who can assist brothers and sisters. Just like we say Madam Secretary doing now, Madam Secretary she's have a global thing where yo, she knows say, well, yo, when anything vibrate out on the other scope in the America's office or any one of our brothers and sisters, we can say, well, all right, let's get this done. Let's do this. All right, let's move this resource and work in that capacity. That's how we want to structure our government over here. And the
So that
government,
means,
go ahead.
so I was saying, so that means we probably need to do a little bit of research and try to search and find people in these particular jobs of operation and infuse them in our government, which would have they will have a better understanding of what's going on and could help us guide whoever the way through.
Yeah, as far as the administrative part of it goes, we're going to need the pencil pushers, yes, and the paper writers. But it's a hands-on approach. It has to come from how we are doing it. Because we are going to be the living testimony of what we have done, right?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yes. So all I'm saying is that, when I offered the job to Donna, she could have turned it down. She said, no, let's roll with it. Crystal, she's coming on board. We want responsible brothers and sisters because everything here is connected. Nothing is disconnected. So, once we are working collectively to really free some other people, it's going to come to that point. So I'm just saying that as far as the Americas go, where we're setting up our offices and so, it must be connected where we can utilize some of the resources. we will go have the people them have come into. I have people eager to sign on, but I don't want them to sign on and don't come and liberate themselves fully. Yes, that's my 2 cents. Anything else? If not,
Just
tomorrow, you know,
just my tags.
send them over to Nana.
Who's that?
It's me, Jackson.
Oh,
So Jack.
okay.
hmm But
Just hit me up on WhatsApp
Okay.
with your information,
More watch some.
Okay. What information do you need?
your DOT number,
Okay.
and I think there's some samples in the chat if you want any of those, or I can do something totally different, whatever
Oh,
you want on it.
okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
mm, we shall have it.
We shall have
Shall be.
a
Shalavi.
We, we
We
shall have
shall
it.
have it.
Rascadite.
Yes,
We just say we link up with La. Is it Lana?
yes, I have to give you that link with Sister Lorna, sir.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah,
All right, we
yes.
shall be.
We shall have
We shall have it.